Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Motivational Wednesday. We are 2 days away from everybody's favorite day of the week, probably, which is Friday, where you get off work, plan for the weekend, you do some things, you have some fun, you relax, whatever the case may be. One thing I want to talk to you today about is, and it comes right out of the Bible, right out of Galatians 5:22 and 23, focusing on 7 things. And these 7 things are listed as the fruits of the Spirit. So there's patience, there's joy, there's, man, I might get these wrong. Okay. Kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control, and I know I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, okay, peace. Peace is the other one. All right, I think I got all of them. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But focusing on these things, man, are pivotal in today's world. When you talk about love, loving everyone unconditionally, whether or not you agree with the person or not, are you still able to walk in love towards that person? Are you still able to, reason with that person? Are you still able to, be there for that person if they ever need you? When you talk about peace, peace is huge. Peace is probably, to me, one of the most important ones because, without it, it's like, what do you have? You have chaos. There's a lot of people, and I talk about it a lot, but there's a lot of celebrities, man, that, world, just notables, moguls, whatever you may call them, man. Like, there's a lot of known people who have everything, but they just don't have that one. They just don't have peace. So peace is vital to your makeup as a person. Kindness, definitely. I feel like that's self-explanatory. Having kindness towards people. I think that also goes back with dealing with love. Having unconditional love. Even having kindness in disagreements. There's been plenty of times in my life where I've had disagreements with people that, that I knew were like really, they were out to actually kind of try to get me, or, sabotage me or whatever you might call it. But, I still had to walk in kindness and I still had to walk in, love towards those people, man. And, because at the end of the day, you don't want those emotions of anger and restlessness and strife to build up on the inside of you. Because once it builds up on the side of you, then you're prone for destruction, is what I like to say. So self-control, probably one of the biggest ones, and self-control, a lot of people, when they think about self-control, they might think about purity, sexual temptation and different things like that. It has a lot to do with that. Trust me, it does. But it also has a lot to do with your day-to-day, your thoughts. How do you think about people? How do you see people? Are you keeping your thoughts in line with the Word of God? No matter how bad it may get. Trust me, I know how it is to, be at different places, be in different environments. Somebody might be getting on your nerves. Somebody might be frustrating you. But what makes the difference is how are you responding to that person? A lot of times what I like to tell my referees, or not the referees, but what I like to tell my players that play in the intramural leagues that I participate or do or coordinate or whatever. And what I like to say is, it's not about and this is just a known fact in sports. It's not about what the ref doesn't see. It's about what the referee does see. So if if you're in the middle of the game, the guy's pushing you, he's talking smack or whatever, and then he swings at you, right? Or he pushes you like real far or something like that, and you retaliate, and then the ref sees it, and you get caught, you get a technical foul, or you get thrown out of the game, or whatever the case may be. It's about your retaliation. That's one thing I love about watching a lot of the greats like Kobe, like LeBron, and Jordan, and guys like that is because a lot of times in the heat of the moment, in the heat of the game, they don't retaliate a whole lot. They kind of just stay focused because they know the main objective is to get through the game and to get a win. And they can't win if you're emotionally out of control. So I know I took a long time to elaborate on that. The other one is gentleness. Of course, being gentle with people. Feel like a lot of that goes into being kind as well. Faithfulness is key. Faithfulness is key to my walk with Christ. It really covers all. Without faith, I probably wouldn't be talking or having this conversation with you. Most importantly, joy. Joy is, I'll be honest, joy is sometimes hard to have. But through the grace of God, I'm able to have it because of knowing that I have someone, I have a God that knows the plans that he has set for me, knowing that I trust in the Almighty God that wants the best for me, that cares about me, that's been with me through thick and thin, that has seen my every struggle, my every downfall, but still, considers me and loves me, as his child. So, that is crucial, and another thing I just kind of wanted to briefly talk about, so I'm going on a rant here right now. So this is going to be this may actually be my first YouTube video. I'm gonna be real. This is going to go way longer than a motivational Wednesday, a little 1-minute clip that I normally do or whatever, but definitely focus on the fruits of the spirit, but also this is a thing that's kind of I see a lot of, I've had conversations with people, but just going back to the whole dream aspect, let me tell you something about having dreams. All right. And I actually wrote a couple things down, but let me tell you something about dreams just real quick. Dreams, are good to have, but only for the glory of God. There are people who have chased their dreams and have been successful at doing so, but still have been a failure in life. Dreams are often selfish intentions, meaning they are often chased to fill our own desires. This will be okay if we create it and we design our own selves. So when we seek God's will for our lives, our dreams become less about us and more about him. This leads to our own personal development, and personal development is something I'm really, really big on because to me, it is probably more important than professional development. Personal development it deals with areas of growth that pertain to who you are as a person. Professional development, it pertains to your career or your profession, but not exactly who you are. Professional development can end simply when a boss decides to fire you, or when you decide to change professions. And also professional development is, every time I get to that word development, I pause because I'm like, am I saying it right? But professional development also is, it's a part of who you are, but it's not who you are. So, personal development ends, when you decide you want to stop just getting better at improving yourself. And it relates to your perspective and your outlook on life. So, idolizing like entertainers and athletes and celebs for being successful, it's something that we commonly do. We do often. I see it a lot on Instagram. I see it a lot on Facebook, just throughout the whole social media, but most of these people are successful in maybe like one or two things. It could be acting, or it could just be, singing or something like that. They have fulfilled their heart's desires and becoming what they have always wanted to be. So to us, they are the epitome of success. When they get asked to speak at schools for commencement ceremonies, it's not because they have personally developed how to be a great husband or a great wife, or how they, developed great character or great leadership or great integrity or great honor or great respect, or, they're just a loving person. It's often just because, of their background success in one field, their background or success in the field of acting, or their field of being a musician, or their field of being an athlete. So if you really put that into perspective, you know, a lot of and if you listen to a lot of their rags to riches story, a lot of their stories come from not necessarily about what God has done in their lives, but what they have accomplished along the way themselves. So one thing I definitely want you to know, and this is also talked about in Galatians, maybe chapter 5, verse 19, right before 19 and 20, maybe, right? I don't want to misquote it, but I'm pretty sure it's right in there. But right before it gets to the fruits of the spirits, and the fruits of the spirits are the things we really need to focus on, or things that when we focus on, it matters because we change from the inside out. But one thing I want you to understand is dreams can be selfish, but a dream to bring about the glory of God is a dream worth pursuing. So by all means, please do dream. And I'm not saying it's just to be biased because I'm a Christian. You've seen it. I know you've seen it. So many times that people, they we have so many great actors. We have so many, talented, celebrities and stars that do what they do. But they wind up committing suicide because they don't have peace. Or, they wind up, ending up in jail over something, very, very simple, or something very small, and we don't know what's going on in their lives. There's a lot that comes with being in the music industry, from somebody, man, who grew up listening to Tupac, for somebody who, grew up listening to, Scarface. Some of y'all may not even know who that is. But someone growing up listening to, that genre, that era, Nas and Jay-Z and everything like that, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, there's a lot that comes with those types of dreams. Because when you are separated from God, when you are separated from your creator, you develop your own selfish ambition. And what that does to you, it doesn't make you stronger. It makes you weaker. It makes the very thing that you're chasing, it makes that thing become something that you wish you probably wouldn't have chased in the end. It's something that you wish you probably haven't pursued in the end. There's a lot of celebrities I've seen in interviews that talk about, man, they wish they weren't famous. They can't walk down the street or this, that, and the other. And that's just because of fame. We get that and everything. But also there are other things that come with fame that they were not ready for. They were not prepared for. And I think a lot of it's because, and I see it, man. I see it a lot, man. Like people who, and I'm going to talk to my singles real quick, man. Like I see a lot of singles that are just so stuck on trying to find the right relationship for them. Trying to, I think, a relationship was what I need, or I can't wait till I'm married, or this, that, and the other. Look, if you are so focused on that right now, you're not focused on your mission or your purpose in life, you are missing out on life. I'm going to be straight up with you. If you are not focused on what it takes to develop your purpose, cultivate your purpose, and I could probably talk about cultivating the fruits of the spirit, like peace, joy, and all of that, really practicing those things and really getting in the face of God, so that you have those things. But if you're not focused on those things, then you are going to be miserable for most of your young adult life. You do not want your young adult life. You don't want this life to pass by and look 10, 20, 30 years down the line and realize, like, man, I wasted so much time trying to chase a relationship that I never focused on my purpose. I never focused on my mission. I never focused on the things that truly matter, that truly bring me fulfillment. I never focus on those things, whether it be a career. Like I spent so much time focusing on a career that I never focused on who I am as a person, developing who I am. I'm learning more things about, the things that I need to know, whether it be finances, whether it be about health, you know, whether it be about, history or English or writing or whatever the case may be, man, you know, I never took the time to learn these things because I was so stuck in misery that in looking at the things that I didn't have, that I did not embrace the blessings I did have. So as always, this will be my first YouTube because I completely went on a rant. I did not mean to do that, but a couple of things just to focus on throughout the day, even if it's just one. Focus on the fruits of the spirit, man. Focus on joy. Focus on peace. Focus on love. Focus on and learn what love is. You know, love is a loose term. You know, learn what love is. Focus on gentleness and kindness and self-control and patience. Oh my gosh, patience is it's incredible. You know, and peace. But patience also. You know, my father used to always tell me. My father would be like, you know, Daniel, you know, patience will get you everything you want in life. And I sat back and I was like, man, Dad don't know what he's talking about, man. Because I want the Bentley, I want the rims, I want the 22s, the dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be rolling, you know? When I get old, I want the tinted, everything, you know? I want stacks, I want rubber bands. So, but, it's not like that, man. You know, when you realize, like, life really isn't about those things, it's like, wow. You know, patience teaches me a lot. You know, I'm a substitute teacher at a day camp. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you something. If you're working with children and you don't have patience, you are in the wrong field. You are in the wrong field. You are not designed to be in that field because they will test you and they will test your patience. So if you ever want to know how much patience you have, become a substitute teacher or just become a teacher. You know, I have so much respect for our educators in our world, man, you know, and, you know, especially elementary school area, you know, I mean, you gotta have patience. So yeah, patience is a virtue. And I truly believe, man, patience will get you everything you want, you know, and you just gotta want the right things. Real talk, you just gotta want the right things. You don't want to have a rags to riches story that you hear like a lot of these commencement ceremonies, man, and you get everything, and then 5 years later we're reading like, you know, oh, this person has, you know, done this and, you know, got locked up or is no longer with us, or, you know, and, you know, people around their camp where, you know, notice suspicious or acts and stuff and heavy overdosing, and you don't want that for your life, man, because that's not why God put you here. So it's always, I know I went on a rant, I know I went on a tangent. Let me know if you like this video, man. I will give you a whole lot more. I have a whole lot on the inside of me that God has put on the inside of me that I would love to share with you. But let me know if you like this video. Just subscribe, hit the like button, and until next time, love you.